Welcome to the Cookout. It's Eliott, where we get to hang out with your favorite artists. And today we have an icon stopping by, none other than Kylie Minogue. Welcome to the Cookout.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course, now it is one rule that everybody has to bring a disc since it is a cookout. We're all going to eat well. So, what would you like to bring for all of us to enjoy?
I would like to bring some langoustine.
What is that?
It's like a little crayfish or like a little lobster. I mean, succulent, beautiful. All you gotta do is slice it, salt it, put it on the barbecue.
Okay.
Wine, oil, salt, pepper. You're welcome.
All right. You're definitely going to have to take the lead on that one because I don't know
Okay.
nothing about it, but it sounds delicious.
It's messy, but it's
Okay.
worth it.
Hey, that's how my life is. But you got a lot
I
going
hear
on.
you.
We gotta get into it. We got a new album on the way, but let's first talk about the single that was going viral over the summer on TikTok. Padam Padam. Talk about how that kind of came together and seeing the viral reaction on the internet from that song.
Well, I heard the song as a demo.
Hmm.
Uh, Firstly, saw that here's the link. My A&R sends it. I'm either in the studio writing or, we're got an ear out for where's the goods? Where's the
Yeah,
stock?
yeah.
Make some of this easy for me. Give me the goods. And so when I saw Padam Padam, at first I thought Padam Padam. Uh, and I'm speaking to you from Paris, France, and that's the only Padam Padam that I knew of, which is Edith Piaf's famous song. Uh, so I didn't know if it had anything to do with that, but no, clicked it, fell in love straight away, got my vocals on it, and cut to make a long story short, when it was released, none of us anticipated what it became. I mean, it literally took on a life of its own, and I got to watch it unfold from day one,
Yeah.
day two, day three, day four. Literally, it was like it just like fed itself, it energized itself, and
Yeah.
I felt I was just along for the ride. I laughed, I was amazed. I thought people are so funny, so clever, and seeing people take ownership of the song was just incredible.
Yeah, it's kind of like the best promotion when you don't even have to do it yourself. It's kind of just promoting itself because everybody's loving it and dancing to it.
Yeah, it was a
Absolutely.
total love fest.
Yeah, yeah. So now they got the album Tension coming out, and that was also the name of like the next single.
Mhm.
Talk about because that one's like about a romance kind of deal with tension, or what's that one about?
You probably know what I'm talking about without us talking about it.
That kind of
baby,
tension.
baby, break the tension. Which, let's
Yeah,
face it, is a that's a good place to be. You
yeah.
know, you passed the flirtation. It's like something's got to give.
Somebody's got to make a move.
That's baby, break the tension.
Okay. Now, are you opposed to making the first move, or do you need them to make the first move?
No, no,
No, like I can do it if it needs to be done, but it's gonna get done.
I'm not old-fashioned. Um, no, not at all, actually. I think it takes two to tango, as they say.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know. So now the album's coming out September 22nd. It's coming out. But you say you took like a different approach to this album, like kind of like left it as a blank space and just let it whatever came to your mind.
Yeah,
Um,
my previous two albums very much had themes. Golden
mhm.
Album was kind of, Nashville meets pop uh, land. My last album, Disco, was as as described on the tin.
Yeah.
Um, and with this album, initially we started thinking maybe there's kind of like an 80s influence, um, but it wasn't taking us anywhere. So the turning point for this album was when we decided there's there's no theme. Just I spoke with my A&R,
Hmm.
who's who I've worked with since 1999, so we go back a long way. And he's like, if I was ever a band, he's like, he'd be in my band. And he said, just scrap that, just go in and have fun. Whatever you just go and make a Kylie song.
Yeah.
And then he almost said as an aside, he said, "I'll just as long as it's not boring." Like, okay.
Okay.
It was actually, I don't think he knew how good that piece of advice would, or that guidance would be. Um, so I don't think there's any boring tracks on the album.
Yeah. Yeah, it's part of the plan. Now, when you don't have like a theme and you just kind of leave it as a blank space, is it harder? Does it take longer to make an album like that, or is it kind of more freeing and it actually moves along quicker that way?
I think it felt like it moved along quicker, actually. Then it was just trying to find how to stitch all of the tracks together,
Mm-hmm.
which we've now done. But I have just been reminded on this album that you can do everything that you think is quote unquote correct, but you don't know what's going to happen until it's released. Even with Padam, we were quite sure that would be the first single. We were going to go with a different second single, but Padam changed everything. So
Mm.
we're moving to Tension, which has just come out this side of the world, and feels like exactly the right move. And it's the audience who decided and guided us that way. So it's feeling like a very harmonious existence with me, my music, and my audience right now. And
Yeah,
like the
kind
younger
of.
generation discovering me going, who is this person? Which is simultaneously slightly depressing that they're like, she did that song. What's that? No, okay. I'm like, oh my God, you're that young that you didn't experience, can't get you out of my head. Um,
Yeah.
so that's kind of, that's a reality check.
Yeah.
But the bigger takeaway is they're into it, and now they're doing deep dives into my back catalog, and it's it's just so exciting for me, so rewarding.
Yeah, I mean, it's a treat for them because, like, when you get to experience it for the first time, like, even though
Yeah,
you had it, like, for them, it's a whole new experience. So, but
yeah.
got to be great. But let's talk about that longevity because, you're the only like female artist to have a number one album in like 5 straight decades in the UK. Um, that's incredible. Like
It
how?
does involve a little bit of math,
Yeah, a
um,
little bit.
because my first release it was at the end of the 80s.
Yeah, but it still counts. Still
Oh
counts.
wait, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
We're going by decades, and I'm taking
Yeah,
it.
it's in there, but so whatever the decade is, you have a number one album in there. How have you been able to like keep that success going for so long?
Tenacity.
Yeah.
um, many things. I would say just I remain curious about lots of things, but certainly music and how I connect with music and how I can have that connection with fans and audiences. I'm determined. I am brave enough or foolish enough to try different things. Um, so I think, oh, and I love to be malleable. I I'm people often say, "Oh, so you're always reinventing yourself," and I know what they mean, but for
Hmm.
me, it's just more evolution, and it's the actor in me, or it's the Gemini, or who knows what. But I like to shapeshift, and I think that's not been a chore at all. That's just been part and parcel of how I present myself.
Yeah, and it's not afraid to try different things and new things.
Yeah, can be a little a little on the edge sometimes, but
Yeah.
I think mostly I've got away with it.
No, that's great. You got a lot of stuff coming up too. One of the things you're doing is the an audience with. Um, is going to be the biggest one to date from what I've heard that's coming up in December. The last one we got was Adele in 2021. Talk about
Mhm.
how big of a deal this is and what people should be looking forward to when this actually comes out.
Yeah, an audience with is kind of like an institution in the
Hmm.
UK. It's a format that's tried, tested, and I've done it before many years ago. So I'm really I'm so excited to do it again, but this is going to be quite different at the historic, beautiful, iconic Royal Albert Hall in London. I've played there many times, and it's it's such a special venue. You really feel super connected to everyone. As an artist or anyone on stage, you look out and you see this beautiful. It's just beautiful. The acoustics are gorgeous. Um, so I'm really excited about that. The format involves various celebrities in the audience and they ask questions. So
Mm.
I don't know who's going to be there. I'm not sure what questions they're going to ask, but I am certain it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh man, can't wait. And just to see your reactions of who you getting questions from and then
Yeah, I'm probably going to be starstruck. And
yeah.
I mean, now I'm getting nervous. Well, yeah, if I'm really starstruck by someone, what will I do?
Ooh, yeah, you got to have a plan, be prepared,
Yeah.
and be prepared to answer anything.
Oh, geez. What have I got myself into?
Yeah. Now you also got a Vegas residency coming up in the Venetian, and there's a new venue called the Voltaire. That's what it's called.
Yeah, so it's a purpose-built club. It's called Voltaire.
Okay.
It's got a maximum capacity of 1,000 people. So
Ooh,
it's
okay.
snug, it's intimate, everyone's super close, and it's a combination of uh, like a third 1930s club or perhaps the 70s, how Vegas would have been in
Mm,
the past. Like I
okay.
I know I've seen footage of Elvis. I mean, I could watch Elvis all day, every day anyway.
Yeah.
But his performance where it's got you see the audience and they're in kind of booths and they've got tables and drinks and lamps and all of that. So it's more akin to that. And then the modernity that will come in is, I think, with my fans, it's going to quickly escalate into more Studio 54 vibes. You know, I think the furniture, they're going to have to factor in their budget.
Yeah.
Sorry, Venetian.
It's gonna get messed up.
There's going to be people up.
Yeah. Yeah, you get those vibes, plus you're in Vegas, it's just gonna be a big party.
I hope so. Yeah.
What's the like benefits of like doing a residency versus like doing a tour? Like what do you like more about
You
that
can leave your
aspect of it?
stuff there. We got stuff. I mean, this
Yeah.
is basic logistics. All this can live in one place.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, to have that continuity, to know a venue, to know your acoustics are right, your setups are right. That doesn't mean it's always going to go right. I think that's the joy and wonder of a live show is you're never quite sure what's going to happen.
Hmm.
It's every night it's a different different interaction with a new audience, and even as performers we're different each night.
Hmm.
But I am looking forward to kind of finding my groove there.
Yeah. And you get to, get comfortable and be in the same place.
I
Oh,
When I did my recce trip there just over a year ago, something like that, there's a lot of good food in Vegas. I'm
yeah.
gonna have to watch it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to be reasonable,
Yeah. Be very,
which
very
doesn't sound
careful.
like fun at all.
Yeah, especially in Vegas. Be reasonable in
I
Vegas.
know. Who am I kidding?
Yeah. What should I wear to the thing? To the what's the vibes gonna be looking like?
I don't know what I mean,
Like a three-piece
glamour,
suit?
glamour,
Suspenders?
just be what's that?
Should I wear suspenders, a three-piece suit? What are we talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you
Okay.
have
I don't. Not in my current wardrobe, but give me some time, let me do some side jobs
I
and then
I have a
maybe
good feeling people will, they don't have to dress up, but it feels like it's going to be a party atmosphere, and a lot of us love an occasion to dress up. So I hope to be dazzled by some looks in the audience.
yeah, yeah, no, it's gonna be great. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait for this album to come out. Kylie, thank you so much
Thank you very
for
much.
stopping by. We wish you the best with all these upcoming projects and look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you. Lots of love.